Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Sai Satcharitra, an Insight. Episode 172. My humble prostrations at the lotus feet of our Sadguru Sai. By the divine grace of Sai, an attempt has been made to translate the gist of the divine discourse of Sri Ramanathan brother telecasted in Sai TV. This is purely done to share the glory of Sai and his divine teachings with more insight to the aspirants. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnuhu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Dear devotees, we were listening to the amazing miracles experienced by Captain Hathe, which also includes his desire to get a coin consecrated by Sri Sai Maharaj, which was eventually fulfilled by the most compassionate Sri Sai Baba. Similar wish also cropped up in the mind of another fervent devotee by named Vaman Narvekar. He was very pious and had intense love towards Sri Sai Baba. He wanted to get a 1 rupee coin consecrated by Sri Sai Maharaj, place in his puja and worship the same. So, during his trip to Shirdi, he brought a unique and beautiful 1 rupee coin, and one side of the coin was engraved with images of Lord Rama, Lord Lakshmana, and Goddess Sita. And on the other side of the coin was Lord Hanuman with joined palms. Upon reaching Shirdi, he came for Sri Sai's darshan and placed this coin in the holy hands of Sri Sai Baba with the expectation that Sri Sai Maharaj will consecrate and return it back to him, was the appeal of Vaman Narvekar. As soon as the coin was placed on the palm of Sri Sai Baba, he kept it inside the pockets of his kafni. Vaman Narvekar was surprised at this, so he politely told Shama, "I wish to take that coin back with the blessings of Sri Sai Maharaj." There is no need for Vaman Narvekar to voice out his thoughts, because Sri Sai Maharaj is glorified as Sarvabhishta Pradaya Namaha by Pujya Sri Narasimha Swamiji in the Ashtotaram Namavali, which means salutations to the one who fulfills the genuine wishes of his devotees. Every thought is known to Supreme God Sri Sai Baba, but here raises the question, then why the thought of Vaman Narvekar was not fulfilled? Why didn't Sri Sai does not return the coin to Vaman Narvekar? Whenever devotees wanted to ask or convey something to Sri Sai Baba, they usually do it through Shama. Hence, Vaman Narvekar addressed his concern to Shama. Hearing this, Shama beseeched Sri Sai Maharaj thus, "Baba, please return the coin with your blessings to Vaman Narvekar, as he is willing to take it back and worship it devotedly." Sri Sai Maharaj replied thus, "Shama, the value of this coin is very high. Hence, if he pays rupees 25, then I shall return this coin to him." Vaman Narvekar was prepared to pay any dakshina for the sake of receiving the consecrated coin from Sri Sai Maharaj. He quickly went around, borrowed rupees 25 from other devotees, then came running to Dwarakamai and handed over the dakshina of rupees 25 in the palms of Sri Sai Maharaj. This he did enthusiastically, as he thought he would get the blessed coin from Sri Sai Maharaj in return. Sri Sai Baba stared at this rupees 25 and pocketed into his kafni and said, "Even if you give bags and bags of money, that cannot be equal to this coin, as it is lot worthier than all that." Devotees might wonder, Sri Sai just now promised that he would give the coin if Vaman Narvekar offers rupees 25. He, being a great Satpurusha, cannot be untrue to his own words. But we need to recall the fact that many subtle significances are hidden in the process of Sri Sai Maharaj's Dakshina collection from the devotees. We knew that the value of money has no significance as far as Dakshina is concerned. On many occasions, Sri Sai related Dakshina to the philosophies that one perceived while reading a portion of the religious scriptures. Similarly, this number 25 must be something profound, hence not intelligible for those present there. That's the reason why Sri Sai Baba mentioned that the worth of this coin is multitude and cannot be equivalent to rupees 25 or to even bags and bags of money. Hence, even after handing over rupees 25, Sri Sai refused to return that 1 rupee coin. Instead, he gave that money to Shama and said, "Shama, take this money and place it in our store and worship it." Here, the word "our store" means the puja altar at Shama's home. Devotees might ponder thus. When Captain Hathi's desire was fulfilled through his friend, that is requesting Sri Sai Baba to consecrate a coin by the divine touch of Baba, that wish was granted instantly. At this instance, Vaman Narvekar has personally come for Sri Sai Baba's darshan and beseeched Sri Sai Baba to give a coin blessed by him, but that wish of his goes unsatisfied. Why is this disparity? Does it mean that Captain Hathi's devotion towards Sri Sai is superior than of Vaman Narvekar, or is he closely associated to Sri Sai than Vaman Narvekar? But devotees, that notion is not right, because Vaman Narvekar was very closely connected and a very ardent devotee of Sri Sai Maharaj. I wish to quote an instance for the devotees to understand their association, says Ramanathan brother. Sri Sai Baba used to borrow loan for the sake of Vaman Narvekar. The listeners might be wonderstruck to hear this. Though these incidences are not mentioned in Sri Sai Satcharitra, it has been narrated in the Sri Sai Leela magazine issue that was published in the year 2010. Let us heed to it now. Once in every 15 days, Kushal Chand used to go to Shiradi to have darshan of Sri Sai Maharaj. If he is unable to go, then Sri Sai Baba would go to Rahata to meet Kushal Chand. A fervent devotee of Sri Sai Baba from Gujarat by named Vamanrao Patel, known as Swami Sai Sharananand, has penned down various literatures on Sri Sai Maharaj. Says, once Sri Sai Baba went to visit Kushal Chand at Rahata, and Vaman Narvekar also accompanied him. So, the troop consists of Sri Sai Maharaj, Vamanrao Patel, Vaman Narvekar, along with few other devotees. At that instance, Vaman Narvekar was urgently in need of money, and Sri Sai Baba, on behalf of him, asked for a loan from Kushal Chand, and this has been recorded by Swami Sai Sharananand. Sri Sai Baba is a divine manifestation. There is no need for him to borrow any money. He is the custodian of all the wealth. Lord Kubera serves at his feet, but for the sake of his devotee, he behaves like a normal human being and with all humility asked for a loan on behalf of his ardent devotee. This act of Sri Sai Maharaj reflects his love and benevolence upon his devotees. I have quoted this incident to make the listeners understand that the association of Vaman Narvekar is more intense than Captain Hate. Still, for unknown reasons, he was entitled to receive a coin that was blessed by the divine hands of Sri Sai Maharaj. What befits whom and when is decided by Sri Sai Baba. Accordingly, the desires of the devotees are granted by Sri Sai Maharaj. Though he didn't receive the consecrated coin, his other wishes and wants were taken care by Sri Sai Maharaj, and they are well portrayed from the above quoted incident. Having said this, we are closing chapter 29 of Sri Sai Satcharitra. Let us now continue to listen to chapter 30, which is titled as Narration of Vows and Other Stories. This is a very small chapter consisting of 123 Marathi OVs. This chapter consists of the divine sport of Sri Sai Maharaj in pulling Kakaji Vaidya to Shiradi. Hemat Panji starts with a note to the readers. He says, none should have the intention to debate on the stories of the Lord. Critics and logicians should not pursue this. All that is required here is unbounded love on the Guru. Those who listen to this nectar-like stories with devotion and love will enjoy immense benefit by mere listening to them, says the author. If one would listen to it with doubting mind, then the reading or listening will not be beneficial to them. Unswerving faith in Sri Sai Maharaj will bestow bountiful of grace upon the listeners. Let's see who this Kakaji Vaidya is. He is from Nasik district, a place known as Vani, which is almost 135 kilometers far from Shiradi. Kakaji was serving as a priest in the temple of goddess Sabdashringi Devi here. Before getting into the original thread, let's listen to a few fascinating details to understand the glory of this goddess Sabdashringi Devi. Nasik is neighboring Ahmednagar district, where the holy land Shiradi is situated and is approximately 70 kilometers away from Shiradi, whereas Vani is on the other extreme of Nasik, so one need to go further 60 kilometers to reach to Vani. Vani is a very sacred place. There are 51 Shakti Peetams for goddess. Among them, 4 are situated in the state of Maharashtra. They are Kolhapur, the abode of goddess Mahalakshmi; Tuljapur for Tulja Bhavani; Matripur or Mahur is the abode of Renuka Devi, and the 4th one is at Vani, the abode of Sabdashringi Devi. Vani is popular for where the goddess' right hand fell. This is also known as half Shakti Pita, and the above 3, including this one, is termed as 3.5 Shakti Pitas. This also indicates the Om for A is Akaram, U Ukaram, and M Makaram. The Kolhapur, Tuljapur, and Matripur comprises of the 3 Shakti Pita, denoting the Pranava mantra Om, and the sound in Om, which is half syllable, is the Ardha Pita, is a Sabdashringi, the half Shakti Pita. These specifics are given in Devi Bhagavatam. So, Kakaji Appavaidya was serving as a priest of this holy temple of goddess Sabdashringi at Vani. Divine Mother manifested as Goddess Durga for the sake of killing the demon Mahishasura, and the battle between goddess and the demon took place at this holy land Vani. The devotees need to climb nearly 510 steps to get to the temple. This Sabdashringi is a hill range consisting of 7 hills locally called Ghats and form part of the Sahyadri range of hills in Western Ghats. Hence, the goddess Sabdashringi gets the name Goddess of 7 Hills. While devotees are trekking on these steps, right at the foot of the hill, they will get to witness a stone structure depicting the head of a buffalo, and this is believed to be the head of the demon Mahishasura, as he was in the form of the buffalo when the Divine Mother slew him by chopping his head off. The goddess resides inside the caves with 18 hands known as Ashtadasa Bhujambal. The form of the deity looks like a carving on the stone, but it is not carved by any sculptor. The Divine Mother has self-manifested inside the caves on a sheer piece of rock from the mountain, and looks as though her image was sculpted on stone. Sabdashringi goddess appears in a very gigantic form with the approximate height of 8 feet with 18 divine hands holding various weapons on each of the hand to kill the demon Mahishasura. Every day, many thousands of devotees come for darshan. She is also known as Sabdashringi Nivasini, as she resides on the 7 hills. To the east of Sabdashringi, there is a deep valley that divides the 2 hills, and this hill is known as the Markandeya Hill, and there is a cave inside this which is known as the abode of the sage Markandeya. It is believed that the sage recites the Puranas for the goddess every day, and the goddess is adoring to the recitation of the sage. Puja rituals are conducted in this hill for sage Markandeya. As the god that resides on the 7 hills, that is Tirupati Balaji, is very much revered by the devotees. Similarly, the Sabdashringi goddess that resides in the 7 hills is also venerated by the devotees. Here, let me use a figurative language to describe the glory of the goddess Sabdashringi. A person who assists a leader is usually remarked as his right hand, which means without that assistant, the leader cannot perform any of his activities successfully. Similarly, in this context, the divine abode of Sabdashringi Mother of Vani is situated in the spot where the right hand of goddess fell. Hence, this goddess is as significant as any other Shakti Peetam and has been glorified in the scriptures. The 51 Shakti Peetams are the spots where the different organs of the goddess fell. Though most of you are aware of this story, I would like to recall the gist of it now. Goddess Parvati incarnated as the daughter of King Prajapati Daksha and became the consort of Lord Shiva and was known as Dakshayani Devi. Daksha was not fond of his son-in-law as he was dressed like a mendicant. Hence, to insult him, he conducted a yagna for which he invited all other gods, demigods and sages except Lord Shiva. Dakshayani Devi went to the yagna against the will of Lord Shiva, though she was not invited by her father. This she did as she felt deeply hurt by the action of her father and wanted to go and share her feelings with him. Whereas when she went there, Daksha didn't even care for her and completely ignored her presence. This caused more frustration in the minds of Dakshayani Devi. Hence, she decided to end her life. Then what happened? How goddess Sati's organs fell on the various parts of the land and became the most powerful Shakti Peeth of the country. All these intrinsic and unfathomable divine sport of the Lord Sai Baba connected to Kakaji Vaidya of this temple will be discussed in the coming episode. Bow to Sri Sai. Peace be to all. Om Sai Ram.